TJ.
I'm Halcyon.
That's awesome. We just got back from Pirates of the Caribbean
On Stranger
Tides. I don't know what that title means. Do you know what that title means?
It means it's just such a wonderful film. It reminds me of It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, I was really pleased with it.
Yes, it's a wonderful.
Yeah, I just, yes,
It's wonderful.
I feel wonderful.
I was as I was watching the movie, my eye kept being drawn to the exit sign. I'm like, wow, yeah, that'd be good right about now. That exit right there.
Actually, I did make a few runs for it.
Yeah, I had to jumpstart my brain a few times. I was sitting there. I don't know if you saw me, but occasionally I was just like,
yeah.
The people behind me must have wondered, what the fuck is that weirdo doing? I'm like, I'm just making sure my brain doesn't die.
Well, I started mocking the movie before it began, and then it got worse.
Yeah. We went in with low expectations, and then the movie shattered those low expectations by being even worse.
Well, I kind of see this as a lot like The Phantom Menace. You actually tried to make it to be better than it was.
I was giving it a chance.
I never gave it a chance.
No, I was really trying.
It was garbage before I went in, and I was actually, I have to say, it was worse than I actually thought.
I went in there. I knew it was going to be bad, but I thought, I'm going to give it a chance. Maybe it'll be good. Because I don't want to judge it before I see it. I don't want to be prejudging. So I get in there, I'm trying to like it. I'm like, okay, it sucks so far, but maybe something's coming.
Well, what did not suck?
No, it all sucked.
Yeah.
But then, the moment when I realized nothing good is ever going to come is they're doing the mermaid scene, and they
No. Let's start from the beginning.
Hold on. We're never.
They weren't mermaids. They were not mermaids.
Okay.
Those were not.
I'm building to that. Okay. Let me just get this out, and then you can go wherever you want. Okay, they're doing the mermaid scene, and they'd set.
They were doing those things.
Yeah.
Scene.
Okay. We'll start off calling them mermaids, but they were doing the mermaid scene, and they started off half-assed competently. And I'm thinking, maybe this scene will turn out okay. Maybe this scene will work out. Because they got the mermaid, and she's kind of hot, and she's sexy, and she's smiling. And I'm thinking, okay, they're going to seduce them into the water with their sex appeal. And that's like, it's like this like thing, they're like the sirens and stuff, and they're going to seduce the men into the water with their sex appeal and all that.
You were wrong.
I was wrong.
Yes.
No, because like 5 seconds later, the mermaids are like
vampires.
Jumping up like fucking piranha, shark,
no,
vampire.
They were flying.
Spider-Men.
And they were growling and hissing. They were growling and hissing too.
Like giant vampire fangs.
What were those web things they had?
I don't know. And why didn't they use them earlier?
And yeah,
first they're not using them. Then what's the point of them being beautiful and seductive if they don't use that? If they're just like,
wait a minute, this is the most accurate portrayal of women in human history.
Okay, let's not be sexist, Galen. Let's not be sexist about the mermaids.
Hey, I'm trying to look at it with sociobiology.
Okay. Yeah, they were kind of that was kind of apt, First they're very alluring, and then the demon comes out. So
again, very accurate portrayal.
So, and then you got this evil bitch who hates everybody and eats people for a living, and then she falls in love with that one guy.
Yeah, but I'm going to move forward since you already did this.
Okay.
Then the mermaids turn into the army from Return of the King that just goes over like giant elephants and destroys things just like ships. It's like, when did mermaids become like ship eaters? Like, what's going on there? Okay. Like, they were ripping and tearing apart ships, and they were like these angry...
Okay, yeah. The first time you see them, one mermaid, like, why did she even fucking bother with the seduction? If they could take down a giant ship,
they had this whole... And
yet they're fucking like, oh, the people in a lifeboat, we're not quite sure what to do about that.
That was the only actual dialogue that was even written worth a damn. and then they ruined it all.
Okay, let's go back earlier.
Okay, well, we start off the movie, and it comes in with when this character from the earlier films.
Yeah, the first mate guy, the mutton chops.
Yeah, right. And who's this like stereotypical puppy dog character for Jack Sparrow, or this guy we're supposed to care about. Which I have to say we shouldn't care about. He's completely worthless, and Johnny Depp is bored through this whole movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was
just you talk about phoned-in performances. I think he wrote that one in longhand. I mean, that's not.
It was a cardboard cutout that I think that George Lucas. I'm going to tell you, George Lucas had something to do with this movie, and he put him in. This was not Johnny Depp was like off drunk somewhere for real. I mean, he was actually really drunk off in the Caribbean. He was really in the Caribbean. He was not in this movie. I mean, this was a digital Johnny Depp performance.
The thing is, like, even in the really shitty 2 Pirates of the Caribbean sequels, or Caribbean, however you want to pronounce it,
Caribbean.
Even in those, he had some good lines. In this, he has nothing. It's just desolate. Like, all of his dialogue is just flat and dead and boring. And he's not even the same character.
He doesn't even look like he drank alcohol ever in his life.
He's not even the same character from the first movie.
They look like they had a lot of makeup people.
Like, they made him like way more noble and you know, they got rid of a lot of the moral ambivalence and made him like this. And
that he was like written by a bunch of 14-year-olds who never kissed a girl.
Like, for instance, you got in the second movie, he's like willing to sacrifice like 100 men or 99 men or something like that.
Yeah, he has balls
to save himself.
He has balls too to do these things that he's selfish or is he a villain? And this, you don't even care about it.
And in this movie, he's like, oh,
why are we following Jack Sparrow? What does he matter?
He's like,
he doesn't.
I don't want the Fountain of Youth because I'd have to kill someone for that. It's like, what about you're a pirate? You would kill 99 people to save your ass.
Wait a minute, but he didn't even care about it in the end anyway. It does nothing matters. Look, there is
that's
no
what I'm
spoilers.
That's what I'm saying is he doesn't care about it. Why doesn't he care about it? His character would care about it.
No one cares about anything in this movie, and there's nothing to care for. But let's start off why we don't care for it. In the beginning, there are so many obvious flaws. You know, the puppy dog character, this first mate of Jack Sparrow's, and he's all dirty and pirate looking and everything. And then they have a sequence where they run outside and they're in this carriage and everything. They're going down the streets and all this stuff, and then Jack Sparrow's with him, and all of a sudden now he's like bathed and clean.
Yeah, he's totally clean.
And it's like
all the dirt just went away.
You know, I expect this from Transformers 2.
Yeah, the Megan Fox scenes.
I mean, yeah.
Megan Fox runs and like goes through explosions. Everyone else is dirty. She's clean.
What's going on with that? I mean, did Michael Bay have something to do with this movie? Did I miss something?
I can understand why. At least with Megan Fox, I can understand why you'd want to keep her clean. Like, yeah, the fanboys can jerk off to that. But this guy, the big fat rotund character, that's just like, Jack, what the hell are you doing? They felt like the need to clean him up, even though it disrupted the continuity.
And then every scene is like stretched to where it's I mean, in the beginning of the movie, I was already like, okay, these sequences are long, drawn out.
Okay, there's some scenes where they're like, there's these long conversations. We'll get to that.
What you
No, but they got these long conversations that are so fucking boring, where it's just like back and forth, and there's no wit. And there's really not even a coherence to them, and they just keep going and going.
You got a good point there. One of the problems is that they have all this interaction between characters. There's the beautiful Penelope Cruz, Penelope, whatever. It doesn't even matter anymore because this was the worst acting job she ever put forward, and you don't even care because she's unattractive. She's unattractive. If anyone was like, oh, she's gonna be hot, like he was talking a lot of really perverted shit before the movie, and then I don't want to tell you, I don't like what was there to be attracted to her after this movie. It was like I think he wanted to go eat at Burger King, and
don't talk about Burger King to me. Look, another thing is you know what's going to happen every fucking scene. You can predict what's going to happen,
and
next.
You can time it down. But
the worst thing of the movie is, oh yeah, and then this
even with
there's going to be this reveal, and then they're going to go here, and then this is going to happen. Like.
With the women, there's no intimacy. It's like I said, 13-year-olds wrote this movie, or Lucas. This is worse than Attack of the Clones in dialogue. It is the worst ever.
You could almost see the first 5 minutes of the movie and just know the entire movie from that.
Oh yeah, I predicted every sequence. I was like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh,
and it's Penelope Cruz. Yeah,
right, and
that's
her.
I knew that was her, but there she is. There's the big reveal that we already all knew.
You can say that there can be spoilers on this. And then there's the whole thing of the plot line, worse than even the dialogue, that It has to do with something with there's a plot. Okay,
Don't
this
even
is
talk
not.
about
No. There's nothing to spoil because they don't even follow the plot line. After the movie, he was like, "What was the plot? What was going on? Did it even matter what was going on? Did anyone care?" And I was like, "No. The original plot line, it seems to be, it had something to do with the Church of England and against the Catholic Church, and then and there's these pirates and privateers somehow. But wait a minute. This is not even a pirate movie. That's Burt Lancaster. That was even the original movie. This was special effects." Thinking it was Peter Pan somehow.
And bad special effects.
Yeah, and with dance sequences thinking they were fight scenes.
Okay.
Like, this is like, imagine The Matrix, okay? Think of The Matrix, but they were doing dance sequences like it was Lord of the Dance. Yeah. That's what it was.
I gotta say something too. I gotta say something about this, the Fountain of Youth. I mean, I know we're skipping here to the end, and this review is all over the place, but okay. The Fountain of Youth looks fucking retarded. It's a pagan
ritual.
It's like a big. It was a fucking
by a secret
stone
society.
donut with like a trickle going down. Like the
the
splendor of the Fountain of Youth that you've been waiting to see this entire fucking movie.
And what about the?
You're expecting some impressive fucking CG feat or at least an impressive set.
And it comes from some secret pagan society or something, and it's like, what is the mystery of the Fountain of Youth? But who cares?
Here's how the Fountain of Youth works. I gotta tell you how it works. Okay? And I don't know how anyone figured this out, but here's how the Fountain of Youth works. Here's how you gotta do it. Alright, man. First you need the 2 silver chalices, right? And then you need to get the tear of a mermaid, right? And you go there and you fill both the chalices and you put the tear of the mermaid, and it has to be fresh, mind you. And you take them and one person drinks the chalice without the tear and another person drinks the chalice with the tear. And if you got the chalice with the tear, then you get the life of the person who didn't have the tear.
Yeah, but the tear is really important, and you got to get it to tear. And then there's the whole point, like, what does it matter?
How do they figure it out? Who figured all this bullshit out with the fucking cups and the tears?
No, but does anyone even care in the audience? Does anyone even care?
And it's not even the real Fountain of Youth. Like, the Fountain of Youth is supposed to give you eternal life, not just the life of some other fucking person.
Wait, stop. I figured this movie out. It's a practical joke on the audience. This is a bigger practical joke than Transformers 2. It has to be. I think I got it. I like it. We should go back and see it.
No.
Yeah.
If it's a joke, it's not funny. It's not. I hate it.
And there's another thing. So they're doing this thing about, catching the mermaid, and to get all of what he was just talking about put together, these crazy plot lines and other sequences. And then they're like, we have to have the mermaid's tear to get there, or we'll all die, and all this other stuff, and
how bad this movie was?
But then it's like the mermaid glass breaks, and it's like, what is going to happen to her? She'll die, and it's like, well, then kill her. And it's like, wait a minute, like, what?
They need the mermaid, but they're threatening to kill the mermaid. Like, yeah, we'll just leave you here, bitch. Like, what?
We'll kill you. It's
you killed a bunch of your own men trying to get her, and you know you need her, and yet you're going to be like, well, we'll just leave you behind.
Or we'll kill you.
Yeah, we're going to kill you. We're going to kill you. We need you, but we're going to kill you.
And then you have the true hero of the film, which is not Jack Sparrow.
Hey, look, let me ask you a question. At the end of the movie, the mermaid goes free, and she goes and she decides to help Jack Sparrow, who she had no emotional connection to hitherto.
She did. There was no she didn't even know him really at all.
Their characters never shared a line of dialogue, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Here, have the Fountain of Youth shit. Yes. Have my tear, and take this.
And here are the chalices.
Save that you could potentially use to save Blackbeard, the man who captured me. Here, take it. What? Why? What is her motivation? Why would she do that?
But here's the great thing. Then enter the other hero. You have the godless pirates. And then the mermaid goes off with the Christian guy, who we don't even know his denomination of Christian faith. For all we know, he's a Gnostic or something. But, we have no clue what he is. But he is like the true Christian God. He only wants mercy and forgiveness. But of course he's
mermaid pussy.
Of course, this is how he's looking at the mermaid the whole time. I'm a true Christian guy. I believe in God, and it's just so wonderful. Yes.
And he wants the mermaid.
Oh yeah. And he goes off with her in underwater, and all of a sudden he's like underwater with her, and he's like, now he can breathe underwater, and it's like, and they look, you need this movie ruined for your own satisfaction and well-being.
How can you look? I walked out of this movie, and like one of my first thoughts as I'm walking through the parking lot back to the car is like, I could have saved $10 and just fucking looked at a wall for 2 hours.
What did I say at the end of the movie? What did I say at the end of the movie?
Well, when the people clapped.
Yes.
People are clapping, the end of the movie, because, we're there with people who are obviously fans of the series, and they enjoyed it. So, I mean, not everyone's like us. Not everyone's like, fuck this shit. They're like, yay! And Galen's like, what, are they applauding because it's fucking over? And then these girls in front of us are like...
Yeah, they were all upset with
angry
me.
and upset with him.
Yes, but there's a difference between us right now. I took off my 3D glasses in the movie. Because I looked over at him, he's just sitting there like... Yeah, like... I wanted to see it for what it really is. The complete piece of shit that this is. I had to see this. And a lot of the special effects were just this. It was, you had Blackbeard waving a sword doing this. I can do this. Look at this. Put your 3D glasses on. Hey, I can do this. Doesn't that look cool? Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I looked at it. Most of the film, you didn't need 3D glasses to see it. There was no need for it. It just for this stuff. That's it.
Another thing I like about that movie is
and they don't even explain why does he have some magic sword, and why doesn't everyone else want to get it, and why is a bunch of these little drops from a pagan secret society so important?
Here's another thing I love about this movie is
and what were the Spanish doing? The Spanish.
They were trying to destroy the Fountain of Youth.
No,
no reason.
But the Church
of abomination.
No, but the Church of England were like, they're going to get the glory for God and become immortals, and then they're like, no, we just want to destroy it.
Yeah.
So there was no plot to begin with.
I don't know. There was a plot where they wanted to destroy the Fountain of Youth, but we didn't know until the end they wanted to destroy it.
So they were all really in agreement.
Okay, and another thing, if they really wanted to destroy the Fountain of Youth, wouldn't they really just have had to destroy the cups that they already had and just render it useless?
And wait a minute.
Because they already had the 2 cups that you need to make it work, so why not just destroy the cups and call it a fucking day? Anyway, another thing is, like, you got the rope. There's the fucking scene where Jack Sparrow, first of all, Jack Sparrow, like, gets this superhuman strength and, like, pulls a tree.
Oh, yeah, he's
like, bends this tree, and he jumps, and he takes the rope and he somehow defeats the fucking Spaniards.
The entire Spanish army, and they all have guns and they all have swords that are coming at him, and he just runs circles around them with ropes and they ties them all together.
Yeah, and he just somehow the rope it decides
Superman could do that.
This rope is amazing because it's tied to something and then you pull it and it's not tied and then you walk around with it and somehow it's grounded elsewhere suddenly and magically.
The magic rope. It was magic rope.
You know what one of the most frustrating things about this movie was? Every time, there's like 7 or 8 scenes where Jack Sparrow is cornered by guys with guns and they all just stand there.
These people
were shooting. Look, just fucking shooting.
These people are dumber than stormtroopers.
Put him out of my misery.
Don't stormtroopers look more intelligent?
At least stormtroopers shoot. Badly, but they shoot. These guys just hold their guns.
They're like, hey man, what's going on?
Well, I got this guy cornered. There's really no reason for me to take him alive, but I guess I'll just
they don't even know why they're fighting.
Until he defeats me somehow.
And what about they have, like, what period of time in history is this? At one point they have, like, I am the King of England, and they have this fat guy. And then it was like, and he's all like, woohoo, woohoo. And then you don't even know, like, when is this supposed to be taking place in history? And again, why does anyone want to even care about anyone in this movie in the theater? It's like, the only thing I wanted to see in this movie, through the whole movie, I wanted to see Transformers and, like, Megatron burst out and just start shooting and killing everyone. I'd be like, yeah, smack. I wanted to become a stupid
That King was kind of, he was like, he wasn't even a character. He was just
wait a minute. Did he not want to become a Transformers fan in that movie?
Bring me another muffin. Yes, I am king. I am king.
Admit it. You wanted to become a Transformers fan in that movie.
No. Okay. I wouldn't go that far.
Okay. Well, wait till that review.
You know what? One thing about Transformers that I will give over this movie is at least Transformers had a real soundtrack. Instead of just playing the Pirates of the Caribbean music for every fucking
emotional appeal.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Oh, like it fucking, it was starting to like melt my brain. It was nonstop, and it's so fucking repetitive. It's like a fucking loop that some dude made in fucking Fruity Loops or something, and just play it over and over again because the audience is stupid.
But there's so many. Look, it was
you
also.
You couldn't get someone to score your film. What the fuck is? I mean, you're just reusing the same fucking song.
Look, the movie was unoriginal. The characters were unoriginal. The actors looked bored. Worse than even phoned-in performances. But the dialogue.
Except
it was like
who didn't look bored was what? Jeffrey Rush didn't look bored, but he totally was just like hamming it up. Like, yeah, like I'm gonna take this character and just like fucking.
What about him doing the poetry? The poetry.
Yeah, I mean,
and then another thing is that it was like Pirates. You know what it means to do a pirate movie now? It's Yoda. It's Yoda written with eyes and shiver me timbers, but like backwards writing and everything like Yoda. That's all you have to do. It's really that bad.
Yeah, the thing, when you first see Jeffrey Rush in the movie, he's looked like so fucking nasty looking. I mean, I don't mind because I know that he's like supposed to be a pirate and he's supposed to look nasty and shit, but like when none of the other pirates really look like that,
where he's all sweet looking.
Yeah, they're like,
yeah. And what about the zombies? They had zombies in there that were not zombies. They say they're zombies, but they were zombified.
You know, zombified.
But they could talk and they could reason.
Fuck, you know, maybe that would have worked if the movie was made in 1950, but people now have a very different idea of what constitutes a fucking zombie, and that's not it.
Yeah, that was not. Yeah.
It's like, oh, and then zombies are all Africans. Like, the only.
No, they had a big white guy who was bald, and a big black guy who was bald. To be fair.
The only
kind of racist to tell you the truth.
The only role for a fucking black guy in the movie is like, you're a zombie. Yeah, that's good for you. We don't. Yeah, that's all we need. Zombie guy. He's cool. And you know he serves Blackbeard. He had a black guy who was a slave to Blackbeard.
You got to admit, Pirates of the Caribbean 3 was actually better than this. Yeah,
it was hands down. Like I was sitting there like the movie's so bad. I'm like I miss Orlando Bloom. Bring him back. I miss him. Yeah, I miss his pretty face because you know he's actually.
Well, you got to admit, you were even attracted to Keira Knightley for a while.
No, I never wanted Keira Knightley back. She's like a twig.
Yeah, I don't mind her.
I don't like her.
I don't
like her.
I'll take her.
When are they going to have... I don't know. I don't even want an attractive woman in this movie because I have to sit there with the frustration of them never getting fucked by the protagonist. Because, you know...
Cause they won't even kiss because I'm a pirate.
Johnny Depp, like...
I am a true pirate. A true pirate will never look at a woman. That would be wrong. I mean, really, this is how the movie portrays itself. That it's like sexuality and intimacy. Actual intimacy, not just the sexuality. Intimacy itself is immoral. It's for a pirate to be sexual, but it's okay to have teenage like bull crap talk, like you know, like where have you stuck your sword lately, baby? Hey, TJ. Well, you better watch where you put that thing.
There's all kinds of innuendo, and there's all kinds of like references to Jack Sparrow getting laid, but he never actually does anything.
And then there's that sequence at the end. There's a sequence at the end. She's like, "I'm carrying your child," and he's like, well, "When did we ever do it?" And it was like, you just talked through the whole movie about doing it, and now he's like, we never did anything. I've never been that drunk.
Yeah, I've never been drunk enough to sleep with a woman. What the hell? Get away.
And then they almost kiss. Let's run it for them. Like, they almost kiss. They are like,
don't do it. Don't do it. Get away. No, they're this
close.
Come on,
they're like, they're like this. Come on.
Yeah.
And then they're like, whoa, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're this close. Yes. And it's like, no. Johnny Depp's like, I gotta go before I turn straight.
See ya, man. Talk to the hand.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Let's look at your little list here.
Yeah,
acting
nothing.
Sucks, plot, mermaids, pirates.
Oh yeah, and the bad guys are not even badass. Like, there's nothing scary about any of the bad guys. They're just stupid.
Ian McShane failed so bad. That's the name of the guy who plays Blackbeard. I mean, like...
No, but no one cares. It's like, you don't care about the bad guys. They're not even evil. They're not bad.
There's a scene where he, like, walks out there like, I'm Blackbeard, and everyone's, like, scared. I'm like, I don't really feel it.
I didn't feel anything.
I'm not getting the vibe.
But did you feel anything for the good guys?
I'm not getting like, the Darth
By
Vader
the way, did you get
walks into the bridge and everyone's like, oh shit, Vader's here. Like, you didn't get that at all. Not even like a
The only guys that
were
were supposed to be really good were, I guess, Jack Sparrow and the Christian dude. And by the way, they had him tied up like a cross.
Yeah, like, yes.
What is it? Is this
He's
like Superman?
Therefore.
Are we doing a Superman?
It's symbolism,
again?
damn it.
Christian symbolism.
And why is Jack Sparrow a good guy all of a sudden? That's what I mean. Like, it really is. It really bothers me.
This is not a pirate movie.
The inconsistency.
This is not a pirate movie because
it really bothers me, the inconsistency between the first 3 movies and this one in terms of his character, because he's not the same fucking guy. Like, did he like turn over a new leaf some point in between? Like, I gotta know, because he's not the same fucking character at all. Like, he used to be like, a rogue who's out for himself, and now he's kind of like a little.
No, you're wrong. You're getting it all wrong.
Okay.
You're wrong. What this movie is it's a bunch of dance sequences with the original soundtrack put together and mixed in for emotional effects, like dun, 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 while they dance around, and then they call it fight sequences. Okay. And and then that's pretty.
Beautiful
and they
dance.
have ropes. They have lots of like ropes everywhere, and everyone's flying up and down.
I remember you turned to me at some point
and
and you're like, "What is this? A fucking stage production of Peter Pan?"
Yeah. That's
it
pretty
looks
much
like it. It did. It's like you almost expect Peter Pan to just land in the middle of it and like, crow or something like.
And you think they're gonna be doing like. It's like that. It's like, what's going on here? Is this a production? Is this Riverdance? I do not understand with special effects and then the same soundtrack. I mean, there were so many times I kept hearing dun 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 dun. They kept doing it, and I felt like the movie was 6 hours long.
And the other thing is,
and I like long movies.
The special effects. I mean, like in the first one, you had these cool transitions between like. Okay, they look alive in the light, but then you put them in the darkness and they look like skeletons. Like, that's cool. And even in like the 2 sequels, you got like, Davy Jones with his fucking tentacles and all these people and, the ship spiraling down into the thing. This thing has nothing like that. There's no real cool special effects in this.
No. You're wrong. And by the way, take off those fucking glasses. The movie's over.
You have to go.
Fuck you. Look, this is what it comes down to. There's nothing cool about this movie. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of your existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
There's nothing there. It's a waste of time. It's not even a pirate movie. It's just some people dressing up in costume and doing Yoda talk and dancing around with ropes.
Okay. Here's
with
the thing.
special effects.
Here's the thing.
With vampire things that jump up and down and shoot webs out of them. And,
they're mermaids.
And they hiss a lot.
Mermaids.
They're not mermaids.
Kinda.
Like, those things were not mermaids. I don't know what you're talking about that eat ships. I'm sorry. Mermaids don't eat giant ships.
Piranha. They had vampire fangs, for fuck's sake. What is going on? Who thought of this? Okay. Here's the thing. If you have like an IQ of like, say, 7, this might be a good use of your time, but for anyone else, I'd say skip it. Or, if you have to watch it, just, prepare for some pain. Just, like, prepare yourself mentally to be tortured. Like, it's 2.5 hours, but it's going to feel like 5 or 6. You're just going to be sitting there like, that's how I felt. I mean, it was painful. I expected it to be bad but competent, like the 2 sequels were, like the first 2 sequels they made to it. I thought it was gonna be like that. I thought it was gonna be that level of bad. Like, okay, it's gonna be entertaining, kind of on a superficial level, but nothing deeper than that. And that's fine. I'll fucking roll with that. But then I go and I'm in it, and I'm 30 minutes in. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be awful, isn't it?
Look,
I'm gonna be miserable.
At this point, I'm looking forward to Transformers.
I was halfway through it, and I'm just like, is it gonna end soon? Galen, is this gonna be over soon?
No, dude, I wanted to leave when it began. I was like, can we go? I asked you throughout the entire fucking movie. I was like, I'm gonna go to sleep at one point.
I've never walked out of a movie in my life, but I really think that if I wasn't having to review this movie, if I wasn't thinking like I gotta do a review of this, I think I would have walked out. I really, genuinely think I would have walked out.
It's true. I would have too. I wanted to. The only reason I didn't is because he was like, "No, we have to watch this.
We got to do the review.
We have to.
We got to do the review."
And I was like, "Okay, I'll sit here while the movie plays. That's the best I could come up with, and I'll just have to listen to this soundtrack replayed over and over while people dance around and people laugh like." Why didn't they just have like the audience say laugh at different times?
Yeah, just put an applause sign in.
Right, applause. Yeah.
Okay, we've been talking for 30 minutes about how much this movie sucks. I don't want to fucking make a review that's as long as the movie, so yes. I'll let Galen do whatever closing statement he wants to do, if you have one.
Just do anything. Like, again, eat Burger King, eat out of your toilet, do anything. Just don't go watch this movie. It fucking sucks.
Please avoid it.
Yeah.
And if you do see it, despite our advice, if you get dragged to it by a friend or family member, or you want to see it and see if we're wrong, then, you know,
prepare to heckle other people in the theater who like it.
As you're watching it, just think of this review and say, "God damn, I wish I'd have listened to those two guys on the internet." Who suffered. Yeah, we suffered for you.
Yeah, we did.
So don't let us suffer in vain. Just avoid this fucking movie so they don't make another sequel.
He really was like hitting his head, and the reason that he did something smarter, he shaved his head before the film. You know why?
So I couldn't pull my hair out.
Yeah.
So I couldn't be like, because I would have been.
And he did reach for it. I saw him.
Yeah, I was like, So don't see it. Please don't see it. Please don't see it. Just don't. Just avoid it. Because you want to end up like this? We were beautiful people before we saw this movie.
Yeah,
look at us.
Look, we were clean-cut, really ordinary people, and now...
Look at us. We look, we're weirdos. Look at us.
We're dorks now.
Yeah.
We're dorks.
We used to be cool. We're not cool anymore.
We're not.
We suck.